Hello everyone, this is Showtime 112. After the British landing at San Carlos Water and heavy Argentine aerial attacks between 21st and 25th of May 1982, the following 2 weeks were less intensive. The bridge had consolidated, and British land forces broke out towards Goose Green and Teal Inlet. Additional troops arrived, including 2 Guards battalions. These units landed, but having missed the intensive Argentine attacks in May, their awareness of danger was probably much lower than the units of the first tranche. The decision was made to move the 2 Guards battalions to Fitzroy and join the 2nd Battalion of the Parachute Regiment, which was already there. Lack of helicopter lift capacity caused by the sinking of Atlantic Convair and lower physical fitness of the Guards battalions compared to that of Marine or Parachute units made transfer by sea the only option. Welsh Guards Battalion was first transferred to Bluff Cove on HMS Fearless on the night of 6th to 7th of June. The expected landing crafts didn't appear, so only 2 companies were unloaded and the remaining 2 were returned to San Carlos. They were then transferred to RFA Sir Galahad and sent back on the evening of 7th of June. Due to repeated communication issues, only 1 landing craft was there when Sir Galahad arrived to Fitzroy, south of Bluff Cove. Further landing delays were caused by the LCU's ramp malfunction, the Guards' desire not to march from Fitzroy to Bluff Cove where the first 2 companies were, and Sir Galahad's previous battle damage. Daylight made the ship with Welsh Guards still on board dangerously exposed, and Argentine observers had a clear view of not only Sir Galahad, but also its sister ship, Sir Tristram, which was unloading ammunition just several hundred meters away. The 2 ships had almost no protection from air attacks. Even Sea Harrier patrols were less frequent due to an incident at the temporary airstrip at Port San Carlos. A Harrier GR-3 had an engine failure while trying to land there, and it damaged the aluminum plating, closing the airstrip temporarily. This meant that Sea Harriers could only stay on their cap stations for about 15 minutes. All of this, plus a relatively clear weather, made the conditions ideal for an aerial attack. Argentine Air Force allocated 14 aircraft to the task, 6 Daggers from 6th Fighter Group and 8 Skyhawks from 5th Fighter Group. Skyhawks from Rio Gallegos took off first, led by the experienced Capitan Pablo Carballo. They were scheduled to take fuel from a pair of KC-130s, but 3 aircraft, including Carballo's, couldn't refuel because their probes had frozen. Primer Teniente Carlos Cachon now took over the flight lead. He had recently qualified for it, but had never led a flight in combat. Dagger flight was led by Mayor Carlos Martinez. One of them also experienced a malfunction and turned back. Dagger was the name used by Argentina for Israeli Nesher, which was essentially Mirage 5, a development of the previous Mirage 3. The 2 flights of 5 aircraft each continued towards their objectives and descended to low altitude just west of the islands. The weather was occasionally difficult, with belts of rain reducing visibility to 0, first at Cape Meredith, or Cabo Belgrano, and then at Speedwell Island, Isla Aguila. Another downpour lasting for about 30 seconds at Adventure Sound, Bahia del Laberinto, made Primer Teniente Cachon think about aborting the mission. But the rain suddenly ceased and the flight continued. At the same time, the 5 Daggers of the 6th Group were taking a different route. From Cape Meredith, they headed northeast up to the western side of Falkland Sound with the intention of turning east at Grantham Sound. But there, they ran into HMS Plymouth. This frigate was going to bombard Argentine positions on West Falkland, and the encounter ruined the Dagger's chances of a surprise attack. The Argentine flight first accelerated and decided to attack HMS Plymouth instead, turning left at the top of the Sound. The frigate turned back towards San Carlos at full speed. The Daggers were attacking from the port side in a line astern formation. They fired their cannons too, mostly for psychological effect. Four bombs hit Plymouth, but none exploded. One or two of them hit depth charges and caused them to explode and start a fire which took some time to put under control. 5 crew members were injured. Dagger pilots quickly escaped after their attacks, unsure of results. Reports from Port Stanley radar indicated Sea Harriers closing in, so they accelerated to 600 knots and landed back with almost no damage. Five Skyhawks reached Port Fitzroy, but initially saw nothing there. Cachon then turned his formation back until one of his pilots reported spotting ships. Sir Galahad and Sir Tristram were just off Fitzroy in close proximity to each other. Cachon led Teniente Rinque and Alferez Carmona against Sir Galahad, while Teniente Galvez and Alferez Gomez attacked Sir Tristram. As there was almost no anti-aircraft defense, Argentine pilots were free to fly higher, which gave their bomb fuses enough time to arm. Cachon hit Sir Galahad with his bombs and caused a big explosion, engulfing the ship in flames. Rinque's bombs went higher, but they hit the beach behind the ship and damaged some of the equipment unloaded there. The second Skyhawk flight attacking Sir Tristram was also successful, hitting the ship with 2 bombs. The fire they started was less serious, but it still caused heavy damage before it was brought under control. The rescue operation from Sir Galahad was difficult, with helicopters having to fly right into heavy smoke to evacuate the survivors and trying to blow the rescue boats away from the burning ship. Altogether, 51 men were killed. Many more were seriously injured. This was by far the heaviest loss of life for the British forces in the entire conflict. A risky move, plagued by poor coordination, turned out to be a disaster. It was also the last effectively executed attack by the Argentine Air Force. A second wave was launched against the crippled British ships several hours later, but this one was far less successful, and this too will be the topic of a future video. RFA Sir Galahad was towed out to sea and sank by the submarine HMS Onyx. Sir Tristram was repaired and returned to service. Don't forget to press the like button. That's no effort to you, but it greatly helps the channel. You can help even more by joining our Patreon supporters or by donating on PayPal. Thank you in advance, and keep watching Showtime 112.